Hello, welcome to my tarot video channel. I'm reading now for Libra for May 2020. In all the astrological sign readings that I've been doing recently, of course, the influence of the coronavirus situation has come into play. I have done two readings for the COVID-19 situation, the general one, one initially generally and one for May 2020, as I was finding there were some areas that needed to be addressed, so I could look at the other readings I'm doing, the astrological signs, as for once we're all in a fairly similar situation but with different slightly varied responses and influences, of course. But the effect of the coronavirus is quite strong everywhere. So I will begin with Libra today. At the centre of the reading, the significator, as it's called, is the Seven of Wands. Now, I think a lot of us have having to reassess where we're at during this period. Some of us have suffered reversals of fortune or worries about our businesses, how they're going to go forward. That's actually true of me, and I'm a Libran. And this card represents stiff competition. So this can be in the world you've already been working in, or it may be that you've had an idea for a new direction to go in, but of course everybody else is thinking along similar lines and seeing what may or may not be successful and having a go at that. So, really this is about a commitment to yourself, to faith in your idea, faith in your creative vision. It's the card where sometimes you go, hey, it's not fair, I had that idea first, or I had that idea. But of course, good ideas, everybody can find out about them or think about them or come across them and go, oh yeah, that's a great idea. That's the nature of the world, that's competition. And you just have to believe in yourself, believe in what you're doing, and keep moving forward, trying to offer the very best you can in your venture, whatever it may be. So that is a card just to encourage you not to feel downhearted if you think you've had a good idea and you want to act on it and perhaps either improve your financial situation or your creative vision. Stick to your guns, do it as well as you can. That's the best you can do. It's crossed by the Three of Cups, which as a Libran who's mainly concerned with relationship, heart, it's a very Libran thing. Here it's the beginning of the journey of cups, or the journey of love, where the god Eros and the human psyche. I should mention that I use the Mythic Tarot by Liz Green, and the different suits represent the different aspects of one's journey through life. And as it's mythology, they're very ancient and resonant images, so it's a very useful deck, I find, and I do really like it. I've been using it for a long time. I hesitate to think how long, but probably nearly 30 years. So anyway, here's that stage. This is the in love stage. So it's probably in this part of the reading it's expressing the love and compassion that's come to the fore during this period. It can mean romantic love, if you have a partner, maybe together in lockdown you've experienced a renewal of this in love stage. Or it may be that, once lockdown's over and you've perhaps been isolated on your own, or either away from your partner, or you're single, you haven't got a partner. I think this is just expressing that desire, to immerse ourselves, excuse me, in that love journey, which is such a great antidote to all the fear and, sadly in some cases deaths and sickness. It's a primal urge to join, in that creative force, which is, love and being in love. So you Librans out there, this is what you would like to manifest or is manifesting for you. For myself, I'm single. I'm not looking for a relationship, but I think I have rediscovered, the depths and all my friends and my family, how much we love each other, how we support each other. So it can be taken on many levels. Yeah, it's a nice card to have there. At the top of the reading is the Six of Cups. And this is a card of quiet reflection and nostalgia even. It's reflecting back to how things have been, maybe lost love, it, but with the hope of reconciliation in the future. This may reflect, being in isolation away from your loved ones, a quiet waiting with the Six Cups there, reflecting on your situation, your feelings. Yeah, this is Psyche quietly sitting by the calm sea. So yeah, it's a card of, being on your own quietly, and I guess that's happening to a lot of us. So yeah, I think this concerns about or reflection as to the life maybe that's been put on hold, as it were, or possibly even lost. But it's not an unhappy card. It's a quiet, contemplative card. At the bottom of the reading is the Five of Cups. Now this is a card which, in the journey of love, represents perhaps where you've started to see, you've moved beyond the in love stage where everyone's presenting their best possible selves and all your projections are in full flow, projecting ideals onto your loved one. And then there comes a stage at which you have to see them for who they really are, warts and all, and still have that commitment to your love for them. Now, obviously, this could have come up, in lockdown or in forced isolation. Maybe you've spent more time with your loved one than you normally would, and maybe some issues have come up regarding, how you have presented yourselves to each other. Maybe you've discovered issues and things, and it's also a card that's traditionally meant to represent betrayal, but it doesn't mean betrayal by the other necessarily. It means you've sort of betrayed yourself by having false expectations or false projections, if you like. So it's really about coming to the reality of the nature of your relationship and love for somebody else, which paves the way for a deeper, more mature relationship in future. So even though it's a little temporary glitch on the path, it actually bodes well for the future. Excuse me, I got a little frog in my throat this morning. This is the influence that's moving away. This is the Chariot, which is about trying to contain, the opposing forces of the conscious and unconscious, of competitive, creative drives, with how to move forward. And I think, we all face this challenge with the lockdown isolation. Maybe some of us, have our businesses are struggling, or, we may be off work and wondering how to meet the bills. And this is really about, how to contain all those opposing issues, forces, worries, and get them moving forward, rather than going in divergent directions. And, I think that this is something that we've probably been coming to terms with and planning for over the last 3 weeks or so. So this is the influence that's moving away. We're kind of getting a handle. We're getting a handle on it now, and waiting to see what the outcome is. In the immediate future, this is a card of the Suit of Wands, which is about, if you like, the creative journey, about a quest in life, setting out with a goal, and in the mythological tarot, it's about the journey of Jason to find and bring home the golden fleece. And this is the card of initial completion. Jason has set off to his ancestral homeland, imagining that he's going to become a prince there, but then is sent off on this quest for the golden fleece instead. So it's about perhaps having new ideas about how you'd like your life to go, perhaps in this time of enforced isolation. We've had that very precious commodity given to us, which is very rare in the modern world when life is so frenetic. I think we've all had time to reflect, and maybe we've thought, is this what I want to be doing with my life? Do I want to go back to what I was doing before? Or would I like to make other choices? Would I like to find a way of life, a creative way of being, or even earning my living that is more in tune with my inner self, with what I would like to be doing? So if that's the case, this is about formulating that idea, but it's obviously at a sort of beginning stage, and a lot more work will be needed. I mean, that goes without saying. All ventures need an element of work, and this venture, which may be returning to normal life, that also will take some hard work and some challenges. Or if you're setting out in a new direction, again the same. It's just saying it's there, that desire is there, to set out on that new creative journey with fresh vigour. But just be mindful that obviously one has to work for it. This is another reflection of the indicator, significator in the centre of the reading, the Lovers. Now, that's a very Libran card. Again, very concerned with relationship. It can mean, as in the Three of Cups, a renewal of that feeling of being in love, the archetypal meeting of male and female, or male and male and female, but a love object, as it were. Or it can also be a card of choice, making a choice. Here is Paris being asked to choose between the three goddesses, Hera, Aphrodite and Athena. And basically Athena represents wisdom, love with Aphrodite, and then Hera is offering material wealth. So it's a choice in maybe which direction you are going or would like to go in your life. So, it means contemplating the options you have and making a choice between, well, not necessarily those three things, but it's a card of choice. So I think it's about looking at the rest of the card. Yeah, it's about choosing what direction you would like to go in, having had time for reflection. This is how others see you, and again, this is quite a Libran card. It's all about balance. So I think that, there's Iris, the goddess of the rainbow, pouring water from one cup to another, balancing the elements. And, I think people probably appreciate Libra's temperance. Librans not always balanced. They can be off balance quite badly, but basically their impulse is towards trying to reconcile, trying to balance. And I think that's, hopefully how people see you and appreciate you. And this is Hopes and Fears. This is a lovely card. Obviously, I think most people would hope for this. This is the journey of love, where you get to the stage of meeting again after, earlier on there was the sort of pause for reflection. There was the in love stage to begin with, that kind of rather transcendent stage, which has a divine quality to it, but needs to be a little bit rooted. And then the time of quiet reflection, the time of with the Six of Cups, and then the Five of Cups, about coming to terms with who your love object it really is, or about yourself, how you might have been fantasizing or projecting something about yourself, and it's like, you know, when reality hits and you have to work through those real issues. Well, having done all that, you get to the stage of the Nine of Cups, where you meet again, fully aware of who you both are, and accepting each other and your foibles or shortcomings that we all have, and meeting with a commitment to real mature love. So that's, for Librans, that's a very Libran goal. It has to be said. You know, perhaps if you're single, it's a commitment just, you know, to yes, being aware of, you know, being mature maybe on your own, you know, but you know, Librans generally love to move towards relationship. It's part and parcel of being a Libran. And lovely for Librans, this is the outcome: ongoing contentment, satisfaction. The two figures here, they've completed the journey of cups through all the ups and downs, and have arrived at a place where they both have mutual love and respect, which incorporates the whole picture, not just the face of it, the projection, but who those people really are, you know, on your life journey, standing there equally, holding hands, the divine and the mortal, and the 10 cups of love stacked there. So for Librans, you know, this looks like a really nice outcome, possibly of being together with your loved one during this time, or being separate from them and appreciating them, and moving towards, you know, this stage of true love. Or if you're on your own, like me, you know, incorporating all that in yourself. You know, a sort of a mature self-acceptance, which I hope I have. But yeah, it's a nice card, so lucky Librans. Okay. If this was enlightening or encouraging in any way and you liked it, then please do leave a like or subscribe. Or if you'd like a more personalised reading, I'd be very happy to do that online, so please do leave me a message. So in the meantime, take good care of yourselves, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye bye.